So we may as well just ship King Grover and Pinkie Pie together because, well, even if it was just her making a statue talk and somehow there being a glit in its eye, but then again it's Pinkie Pie. For all we know, that could have been a hallucination. But hey, there's more ship fuel in what happened there. Apparently Pinkie likes her men slightly birdy. But yeah, more ship for fuel there because, you know, they were doing more than just standing next to each other or just having differing tastes in music. And keep in mind, my favorite pairing of this fandom is Octavia and Vinyl Scratch. So I did just essentially call out my favorite shipping in this. Okay, we'll start off with the glowy cutie mark thing being the map's way of saying, I got a mission for you. It's an interesting idea. I have no issue with it. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's awesome, that's great. But it was nice. Okay, and of course we find out they got to go to Griffin Rock. Alright, no one is surprised. We learn more about Griffins, but it's been a long time coming. So many missed opportunities, and we find out that the dickishness that we have been informed of through Gilda, of course, and also Gustav, I want to say was his name from the mystery on episode, the one where they do the mystery on the train, the things happen and stuff, and there's a guy who seems to be a French stereotype, and he's a griffin, you know, in case you couldn't figure that out. But it is interesting, of course, to learn more about it, but it's also interesting to see that, well, there's a reason why Yoda was a jerk. Besides the fact it does seem to be they do seem to have a genetic predisposition towards douchebaggery, mostly centered around material wealth, which then would make sense that once you get something that you can feel pride in, that it would be a unifying force. Though apparently it didn't quite properly make friendship. Otherwise that would have still been there after the idol had left. But what can be said? Sometimes order can be very precarious. I could understand enough chaos happening to break up the friendships. But we both paradoxically see why she's a jerk, and also paradoxically, you gotta wonder. Because when you see her in the flashback, besides being just, you know, mind-blowingly adorable, she was all sorts of shy and reserved. And I'm gonna, of course, put a link in the description. Dr. Wolf points out that Gilda really, all in all, is sensitive. So it makes sense that she could be the Griffin to start friendship coming to Griffin Rock. But it kind of makes me wonder, was her demeanor just simply being in a new place, and once she found Rainbow Dash, she started, you know, being able to show more of that brash Griffin personality, or what? So, on the one hand, we see why she's a jerk. On the other hand, you kind of gotta wonder why she seemed like just some little kid that needed a hug. And of course, almost everybody in this fandom would have lined up to do that. But my real big issue is when she was, you know, choosing between Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash and the idol. Now, admittedly, I understand. I know I'm safe in my room watching this episode. But I can't help but think, wouldn't it have been better just to simply haul them up and then try to get the idol? Again, sitting safely in my room, not stressed out, and let's be honest, narratively speaking, you know that that would have failed. But still, looking at it from the perspective of this being a real event. But, if nothing else, kudos to the animation and, well, the generalized group, because, yeah, that would have been more than just animation putting in the skull. But, yes, I like the skull being there. Would never have guessed that, would you? And also, I really liked the history lesson. That was interesting. So, yeah. I think that's all I've got to say. Until next time. Oh, well, I like the episode. There.